Picture this. It's 3:47 in the morning. You're wide awake again, staring at the ceiling for what feels like the 100th time this week. Your heart's racing like you just sprinted across a field, yet you haven't moved an inch. Right now, your stress hormone, cortisol, may be up to 4 times higher than it should be. Yes, 400%. And that hidden surge doesn't just steal your sleep, it quietly speeds up the aging of your brain, cell by cell. See, during the late-night hours between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m., your cortisol is supposed to be at its lowest. That's when your muscles repair, your memory locks in, and your blood pressure resets. But thanks to modern habits, endless scrolling, healthy snacks packed with hidden sugars, dehydration, or even mistimed medication, your body gets confused. It starts believing it's still daytime. And when that happens, cortisol skyrockets, jolting you awake as if someone flipped on a bright light inside your brain. Here's the scary part. Each spike sends a wave of glucose into your bloodstream, your heart rate jumps, and your deep sleep cycles get shorter and shorter. Over time, that pattern has been linked to a higher risk of stroke, memory loss, and muscle decline. If you're constantly waking up at night, your internal rhythm, your cortisol curve, is probably flipped upside down, trapping your body in a state of alertness instead of restoration. But there's hope. Researchers have found that certain natural compounds hidden in everyday foods can help lower nighttime cortisol within minutes, allowing your body to slip back into deep, healing sleep. And the best part? You only need 1 tablespoon. No pills, no supplements, no sleep medication. In today's video, we'll explore 6 powerful 1 tablespoon sleep restorers that relax your nervous system, bring cortisol back to balance, and help you drift off again quickly, all backed by real science. And number 2 on this list completely stunned researchers, working faster than some prescription sedatives in controlled trials, yet it's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We're replying to every message tonight. Now, let's start with number 6. It's a golden liquid that soothes your nerves even before you close your eyes. Sleep Restorer number 6. Raw apple cider vinegar with the mother. That cloudy layer floating in raw apple cider vinegar, the one most people think looks strange, is actually a rich mix of beneficial bacteria and enzymes that communicate directly with your brain through what's known as the gut-brain axis, the highway connecting your digestive system and stress center. When you mix 1 tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar with 4 ounces of warm water about half an hour before bed, something powerful happens. Your blood sugar stays stable through the night instead of crashing around 2 a.m., which is what usually triggers your adrenal glands to pump out emergency cortisol, shocking you awake. According to researchers at Arizona State University, people who took a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar before bedtime woke up with 4% lower blood sugar levels the next morning. That might seem minor, but it's actually the line between your body staying calm and slipping into a midnight panic. Here's why it works. The acetic acid in vinegar slows the conversion of carbs into sugar, almost like placing a speed limit on digestion. That means no sudden sugar spikes and crashes during the night. It also helps your liver produce less glucose while you sleep, giving your pancreas a much-needed break and reducing the need for cortisol surges. Take Margaret from Detroit, for example. She used to wake up every night around 2 a.m. with her heart pounding until she started what she calls her sour shot. Within a week, she was sleeping straight through till morning. The key is using raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar that still contains the mother. That's where the beneficial bacteria and enzymes live. And don't make the common mistake of diluting it too much. Use 1 tablespoon in about 4 ounces of warm water, not cold. Warm water helps your body absorb it better and avoids shocking your stomach. The tart flavor might make you flinch at first, but that sour hit actually stimulates your vagus nerve, your body's built-in stress brake that calms your heartbeat and signals it's safe to rest.
If the taste is too strong, you can add just a 1/4 teaspoon of raw honey, but no more, or you'll undo the effect by spiking your blood sugar. In one small study, adults over 60 who used this bedtime drink saw their nighttime cortisol response drop by 23% in 2 weeks. What used to be dismissed as an old-fashioned home remedy is now being validated by modern research, and this is just the beginning of what a simple tablespoon can do. Salt Sleep Restore number 5, magnesium glycinate powder. Now let's move to the next one, magnesium glycinate powder, a mineral most people don't realize they're missing. Right now, your muscles may be literally starved for magnesium. That deficiency keeps your nervous system stuck in fight-or-flight mode, forcing your body to keep pumping out cortisol as if there's danger lurking in the room. But here's the fix. 1 tablespoon of magnesium glycinate mixed with water before bed doesn't just relax your muscles, it also blocks the cortisol receptors in your brain, stopping the signal that keeps you awake and anxious. Shockingly, over 2/3 of Americans don't get enough magnesium, and if you're past 60, that number rises to nearly 8 out of 10. Almost all of them have elevated nighttime cortisol as a direct consequence. The form you choose matters. Glycinate is the most effective because it crosses the blood-brain barrier, allowing it to calm your mind at the neurological level, unlike cheaper versions like magnesium oxide, which often cause digestive upset without improving your sleep. A clinical study from the University of Medical Sciences in Iran gave older adults with insomnia 500 milligrams of magnesium daily for 8 weeks. The results? Their cortisol levels dropped by an average of 35%, and they gained nearly an extra hour of deep sleep every night. That's the difference between waking up groggy and truly feeling restored. Magnesium plays a quiet but powerful role in your sleep chemistry. Your body uses it to produce GABA, the neurotransmitter that tells your brain, it's safe, you can relax now. Without enough magnesium, your nervous system can't fully shut off, no matter how tired you are, like trying to put out a fire with no water. The powder form of magnesium glycinate works faster than capsules because it doesn't need to pass through your digestive system. It begins absorbing right through the soft tissues in your mouth the moment you drink it. Take Robert, a retired mechanic from Phoenix. He used to think his restless nights and racing thoughts were just a normal part of aging, until his daughter convinced him to try magnesium glycinate powder. Within 3 nights, he said it felt like someone switched off the noise in his head. Now here's what makes glycinate different. It's bound to glycine, an amino acid that not only calms the brain on its own, but also helps deliver magnesium straight into your cells, exactly where it's needed to shut down cortisol production. As for dosage, 1 level tablespoon of most magnesium glycinate powders equals roughly 400 milligrams, the ideal range for sleep support without upsetting your stomach. Mix it in about 6 ounces of warm water and sip it slowly over 5 minutes, not all at once. Drinking it too quickly can cause a sudden drop in blood pressure, which ironically can trigger a stress response, the opposite of what you want. Some people feel its calming effects in just 20 minutes, while others need about a week of consistent use to fully replenish their magnesium stores and see the full cortisol-lowering benefits. Sleep researchers now consider magnesium deficiency one of the leading causes of middle-of-the-night awakenings, especially in adults over 50. Yet surprisingly, most doctors never even test for it. Before we move on to the next remedy, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because the next one might be sitting right in your fridge, and it's one of the most powerful natural sleep tonics ever discovered. Salt Sleep Restorer number 4 is tart cherry juice concentrate. This one shocked scientists. Tart cherries contain the highest natural level of melatonin found in any known food. But that's not the only reason they're incredible for sleep. Inside tart cherries are compounds called anthocyanins, natural antioxidants that block inflammation and calm the pathways responsible for nighttime cortisol spikes. In simple terms, they work like a natural anti-inflammatory targeted specifically at your sleep system. Researchers at Louisiana State University found that older adults with chronic insomnia who drank tart cherry juice twice a day slept an extra 84 minutes per night. That's nearly an hour of extra sleep.
And a half of extra rest.
while also reducing the inflammatory markers that normally raise cortisol levels. The secret is in the concentrate. It's about 20 times more potent than regular cherry juice because all of those sleep-boosting compounds are condensed down into a small dose. So instead of drinking a full glass that keeps you up running to the bathroom, you only need 1 tablespoon mixed in water before bed. When your body detects inflammation, even mild inflammation from aging joints or daily wear and tear, it automatically triggers a cortisol response as part of your immune defense. But tart cherries contain unique flavonoids that act like a peace signal, telling your immune system to stand down so it doesn't keep flooding your body with stress hormones all night long. The natural melatonin in tart cherries also behaves differently from synthetic pills. It's bound to plant compounds that slow its absorption, allowing your body to release it gradually through the night. That's why people wake up feeling refreshed instead of groggy or heavy-headed the next morning. Normally, your pineal gland produces melatonin to balance cortisol while you sleep. But after age 60, melatonin production can drop by as much as 50%, giving cortisol free rein to disrupt your rest. Take George, a retired teacher from Boston. At first, his wife thought it was odd that he was drinking cherry juice before bed, until his sleep tracking app showed he was getting 2 extra hours of deep sleep within just 1 week. The key is quality. Avoid sugary juice blends that cancel out the benefits. Instead, look for pure Montmorency tart cherry concentrate, the exact variety most studied by scientists. Mix 1 tablespoon into 6 ounces of water about half an hour before bed. Don't be surprised by the strong sour taste. That tartness comes from the same powerful compounds that fight inflammation and reduce cortisol. Some people even report vivid dreams when they start using it, because their brain is finally reaching full REM sleep again, possibly for the first time in years. The anthocyanins in tart cherries also help repair the blood-brain barrier, which chronic cortisol often weakens. Over time, this creates a protective, stabilizing effect that improves both brain function and sleep rhythm. So this isn't just about falling asleep faster. It's about restoring your body's natural cortisol cycle, so your stress hormones behave the way they're supposed to. And that brings us to something even more powerful, a root so ancient, it's been calming minds for over 3,000 years. Sleep Restorer number 3. Ashwagandha root powder. This ancient herb, often mispronounced but deeply respected in traditional Ayurvedic medicine, literally translates to the smell of a horse in Sanskrit, symbolizing strength and vitality. But beyond its poetic name, ashwagandha acts like a master regulator for your entire stress system. It helps your body switch off its emergency mode and re-enter a natural, calm state of balance. Just 1 tablespoon of ashwagandha powder mixed in warm milk or water contains active compounds called withanolides that physically block cortisol receptors in your brain, essentially hanging a do not disturb sign for your stress hormones. In a study published in the Indian Journal of Psychological Medicine, participants who took ashwagandha daily saw their cortisol levels drop by 44% within 60 days, with the most dramatic improvements during the night, when cortisol should naturally be at its lowest. Your adrenal glands, those small hormone-producing organs sitting above your kidneys, often become exhausted from constantly releasing cortisol during the day. Ashwagandha helps them reset, teaching your body to follow a normal rhythm again instead of firing stress signals when you're supposed to be resting. This remarkable herb is known as an adaptogen, meaning it helps your body naturally adjust to stress instead of simply knocking you out like a sleeping pill. Over time, it strengthens your resilience rather than building dependency. Modern research on ashwagandha and sleep is so impressive that even the World Health Organization has highlighted it as a traditional remedy worth investigating for stress, anxiety, and insomnia. When taken about an hour before bedtime, Ashwagandha begins to regulate your HPA axis, short for the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal system, the body's central command center for managing stress hormones.
Take Tom from Seattle, for example. He has struggled with anxious wake-ups for nearly 2 decades, but just 2 weeks after trying this strange-sounding herb, he finally slept soundly, even through his wife snoring. The powdered root form is particularly valuable because it contains all the natural compounds that work together in harmony. Extracted versions often miss out on these synergistic benefits. To prepare it, mix 1 level tablespoon into 8 ounces of warm milk. Dairy or plant-based both work fine. The healthy fats in milk help your body absorb the herb more effectively, and the warmth adds a relaxing, comforting touch. Think of it as nature's version of a bedtime tonic. Some say the flavor is a bit earthy or bitter, and they're right, but a dash of cinnamon or nutmeg can balance the taste beautifully without reducing its effects. Ashwagandha's ability to lower cortisol, the stress hormone, builds up over time. The longer you take it, the better it works, with most people noticing peak results after about 8 weeks of consistent nightly use. For older adults, it offers an extra advantage. It supports thyroid health, which can help reduce nighttime cortisol spikes caused by thyroid imbalances. In other words, 1 tablespoon a night can help calm both your stress and your thyroid, a true 2-in-1 solution. Remedy number 2, raw honey from local sources. Next up, raw, unprocessed honey. Raw honey contains a natural mix of fructose and glucose, creating the perfect fuel reserve for your liver while you sleep. This prevents what's known as the dawn phenomenon, an early morning cortisol spike that happens when your body thinks you're running out of energy. Just 1 tablespoon of raw honey before bed provides enough liver glycogen to keep your energy stable through the night without spiking insulin levels that might wake you up. It acts like a slow-release energy source that helps keep cortisol calm. In fact, researchers in Scotland found that taking honey before sleep can lower stress hormone levels by up to 50%, while also boosting melatonin, the hormone responsible for deep restorative sleep. This happens because honey supports the conversion of tryptophan in your brain, a precursor to serotonin and melatonin, setting off your body's natural sleep cascade. In one remarkable study, shift workers, people whose sleep-wake cycles were completely disrupted, showed restored cortisol rhythms within 2 weeks of nightly honey use. Even those who had struggled with poor sleep for years noticed deep restorative rest returning. Raw honey also provides trace minerals like magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins that support the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest mode that calms stress hormones. Just remember, more is not better. Stick to no more than 1 tablespoon. Going over that can backfire, raising blood sugar enough to wake you up. Precision matters here. The right amount works like magic. And that brings us to the number 1 most powerful cortisol-crushing substance that's surprising everyone.
Number 1, glycine powder. The top spot goes to a simple yet extraordinary amino acid, glycine. It's one of the building blocks your body uses to make collagen, but its impact on sleep and stress goes far beyond that. Researchers in Japan discovered that just 1 teaspoon of glycine powder, about 3 grams, taken before bed can dramatically improve sleep quality. It does this by activating NMDA receptors in the brain, helping lower core body temperature, signaling to your body that it's time to rest, and simultaneously shutting down cortisol production. In these studies, glycine reduced the time it took to fall asleep by nearly 40%, cut nighttime awakenings in half, and kept cortisol levels low all night long, not just at bedtime. Here's why that's important. To enter deep sleep, your body temperature must drop by around 2 degrees. Elevated cortisol blocks that natural cooling process, keeping your mind alert and your body tense. Glycine fixes this by expanding peripheral blood vessels, gently cooling you down and allowing your brain to shift into deep, restorative rest. What's even more impressive
is that glycine acts as the main inhibitory neurotransmitter in your brainstem and spinal cord. In plain terms, it tells your entire nervous system to power down and stop sending stress signals. People who use glycine often report not just falling asleep faster, but staying asleep all night, without that dreaded 3 a.m. cortisol spike that shatters rest. The powder form is essential because glycine capsules often don't dissolve quickly enough to trigger the cooling and neurotransmitter response. Consider Frank from Texas, a veteran who hadn't slept through the night since his military deployment 15 years ago. After trying glycine, he described it as his miracle powder, giving him his first full night of peaceful sleep in over a decade. To use it, mix 1 tablespoon of glycine powder in 4 ounces of water right before bed. It has a mildly sweet flavor, similar to sugar water, making it easy to drink. Within about 30 minutes, most people feel a wave of calmness and gentle coolness spread through the body, a signal that deep sleep is on its way. As that calming wave washes over you, something amazing happens. Unlike with sleeping pills, you don't wake up groggy or fog-headed. Instead, you feel clear, refreshed, and energized, because glycine enhances the quality of your sleep, not just the quantity. Scientific studies have shown that glycine can increase deep sleep time by up to 24%, while also reducing daytime fatigue, even if your total sleep hours are slightly shorter. In other words, you're getting smarter sleep, not just more of it. Your body also uses glycine to produce glutathione, the powerful antioxidant that helps repair the cellular damage caused by chronic stress and elevated cortisol. So you're not only calming your mind, you're actually helping your body heal from stress-related wear and tear. Even more impressive, research revealed that people who took glycine before bed performed better on cognitive tests the next morning than those who slept longer without it. This means glycine doesn't just help you rest, it actually makes your rest more effective. And here's the incredible part. This isn't some rare herb from a remote jungle. It's a simple amino acid your body already knows and uses. You just may not be getting enough of it to handle the constant stress and cortisol spikes of modern life. The 6 natural remedies we've talked about aren't magic pills or expensive medications. They're simple, time-tested nutrients that work with your body's systems to bring back the calm, deep sleep you once enjoyed. Whether you begin with glycine to quiet cortisol directly, ashwagandha to reset your stress response, or something as simple as apple cider vinegar to balance blood sugar before bed, each one is a small but powerful step toward reclaiming your nights. And the beauty is, many of these can be combined safely. Imagine mixing a spoonful of raw honey with your glycine, or following up your nightly magnesium with a glass of tart cherry juice, building your own personalized cortisol-calming bedtime routine that suits your body's unique needs. Remember, your body was designed to sleep deeply. It wants to rest, recover, and reset. It's modern life that's thrown your natural cortisol rhythm out of balance, not your biology. These 6 simple tablespoons can help you restore that rhythm, guiding you back to the peaceful, rejuvenating sleep your body was made for. So tonight, take that first small step toward balance, because sometimes all it takes is 1 tablespoon to change everything. If this video helped you or inspired you to try one of these remedies, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more natural health insights and science-backed sleep solutions. Sweet dreams. And here's to waking up your best self.